Welcome to Nerdschatting, movie, TV, comic chat. Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome everybody to the Nerdschatting podcast.
Welcome!
Just for reference, everybody, my name is Nate, and that over there is Ben.
Hey Nate,
Ben
how
is
you
doing his best to wind me up today, so this is going to be a fun podcast.
It's
Welcome.
so easy. You're.
Ah, jeez.
What's wrong today?
Welcome everybody to the Nerdschatting podcast. As I said, my name is Nate, and with me is Ben. We are the Nerds Chatting. We talk about movies and TV shows and comic books and all things nerdy. And today we're going to be talking about Altered Carbon and probably my annoyance. You literally just said no tapping the table today, and you just grabbed the table by both hands.
By both ends as well. And now I'm shaking it.
God.
Oh my God.
That is horrible audio. Anyway.
Sorry.
I'll cut that out.
Of course you won't. We're also going to talk Superbowl trailers.
We are going to talk about the Super Bowl trailers. So the Super Bowl happened at the weekend. Super Bowl.
I believe Philadelphia beat New England.
The cheese beat something. I don't know.
The practically Canadians. Although that's probably alienating an awful lot of people.
I think we're racist.
Well, sorry about that. Anyway, I think, yeah, good. But during the Super Bowl, they have all these trailery things, don't they?
They do. It's a perfect time to advertise what's coming soon. And they did. So should we get on with some news?
So, yeah, before we get to that, we'll do the news.
That's part of the news.
Right, good. Let's do it.
Winding me up today.
Broken news.
So this is broken news. It's not breaking news. It's so old, it's already broken. So Sony might be following suit like Fox. Although, okay, context.
Rumour.
20th Century Fox have sold their fictional property, so their TV, like drama and film drama and all their production.
Fox
houses.
News.
No,
Sorry.
Fox News is staying.
Okay.
So Fox are selling everything apart from their news services,
Right.
and sports services.
Okay, good.
And Disney have more or less bought that. Although I saw a news report that it might not be as done and dusted as we thought. Someone else might swoop in with a better deal. Anyway,
Comcast or something, maybe?
maybe. For all intents and purposes, Fox is selling the majority of itself, and Disney is buying most of it.
Yes.
Which we've talked about before. It means people like the X-Men will end up in the MCU at some point. People like Fantastic Four will end up in the MCU at some point. That sort of thing.
Deadpool.
Yes. So all of that sort of thing's happening. We
Look
know
at my nuts!
That's
Sorry.
old news. But apparently Sony might be following suit as well. Sony might be selling off their
Spider-Man.
movie franchises like
Spider-Man.
Ghostbusters and Spider-Man and everything to the highest bidder. And again, it might be Disney that swoops in and says, I'll have that, and takes everything.
Disney have all the money in the world, right?
Yeah.
They literally have all the money in the world.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. Whilst it may not make sense because it creates a monopoly, it makes sense for them to buy back the rights to their comic book characters that they sold off in the 80s, 90s, whatever it was, when they were going bust.
Marvel.
When Marvel
It
was
wasn't
going bust.
Disney then.
I do beg your pardon. When Marvel was going bust,
Indeed.
Marvel was, of course, owned by Disney.
Yeah.
So I would advocate that...
Get your hands off the table.
Sorry for touching the table. I would advocate that it makes sense for them to buy back the characters that they own in other media.
Agreed.
I'm starting to get a little bit concerned now, actually, that Disney are going to own everything. They're going to own everything.
Well, this is rumour and speculation. So it's rumour that Sony are going to sell stuff, and speculation, if they do, that Disney will buy it. But it fits, right?
Well, yeah, of course. If Sony have seen that Fox are going to get $800 bajillion out of this deal, they're going to go, well, we want some of that $800 bajillion.
But it does mean things like Venom, which is rumoured to Venn diagram style cross over the MCU because Tom Holland might be in Venom and he was in Spider-Man Homecoming, which is a Sony movie but is also set in the MCU. Oh my God, I hate myself right now.
And he was in Civil War and he's going to be in Infinity War.
Exactly. That Venom might then actually become a full Disney property.
Sure, like he's a full Marvel comic book property.
Yeah, so there's so many
permutations. What other properties does Sony own? Like film franchise wise, surely the preparation you've done for this podcast, you're about to reel off ream after ream of movie franchise after movie franchise.
I've got 3.
Go.
Spider-Man,
Okay, we've talked about that.
Ghostbusters.
You kind of mentioned that right at the top. But that would be kind of interesting, actually. We'll talk about that later. Go on.
Jumanji.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's all you've got?
There's obviously loads more, but...
We're not going to talk about that. So what if Disney buy Sony properties, reboot Ghostbusters again, give it a mix of Ghostbusters 3 script done by crazy Landis child, Max Landis,
yeah.
and they do a little bit of the Ghostbusters reboot that came out in 16, and you're going to back me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only half
What if they
listening
smash
to you, I'll
all
be
that
honest.
together and reboot it again?
Well, it'll probably happen, almost certainly. No, that won't happen. What will happen is they'll just do a new movie.
New movie.
Because all of the original Ghostbusters are too old to do it now.
What if they or dead? What if
Indeed.
they?
Indeed.
Yeah. What if they just reboot the actual original Ghostbusters movie and have a new Peter Venkman, Ray Stantz, Egon Spengler, Winston Zedmore?
Do you know what? I just want a good sequel to the one that came in 2016 because I think they're all really funny, talented women. So why not?
Which would you prefer, a reboot of the original movie or sequel to the movie that we just had?
Sequel to the movie we just had, which is great.
I'll go with that. Yeah, fine.
Because why not? Give them another go.
So how
It was entertaining enough.
Are we at the same stage that we were sort of like 3 months ago with Fox, where they're like, "Oh, this might happen. Oh, but it's dead in the water." But what do you think?
Yeah, it's almost certainly. You almost touched the table again, didn't you?
Almost.
You stopped
But I
yourself.
stopped myself.
You are fidgeting like I wouldn't believe. Like you wouldn't believe.
I don't know why I am.
Listeners, I told you he was winding me up. What's wrong with you today?
I don't know.
On Monday, you could barely put a sentence together.
I was so tired on Monday. This podcast should have been recorded on Monday.
It's Wednesday now. He's had 2 days to get over it. Now he's hyper.
I know.
You're like a child.
Sorry. Sorry, Dad. God.
Yeah, this is almost certainly. We're thinking about it.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Marvel doing the Sinister Six. That's great.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, fine. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Marvel getting Miles Morales and doing something with that. That's great.
I want to see a hugely expensive Miles Morales Spider-Man film. I want to see it now.
Well, this Enter the Spider-Verse that we're getting,
sign me
the
up.
animated movie.
Yeah.
What if they did that, but they did it with all the Spider-Men that we've had? Like, get Tobey Maguire back to be Spider-Man, get Andrew Garfield back, get in Miles Morales, bring in
only trouble with
Tom
that
Holland.
is that they've actually aged.
Well, of course.
IRL.
In real life.
Indeed.
I understand that.
Thanks.
I understood that.
Whereas
reference.
obviously if you wanted to do it Spider-Verse wise, you'd have them snapshotted in their prime.
Of course, they can digitally young up people now.
Excuse me while I just vomit over here.
But they could potentially do that. If, say, for example, that was 5 years in the making, they could. Oh my God, I think I'm going to sneeze. I think I'm literally going to sneeze.
This is a stunted, stilted podcast today, isn't it? It's news interrupted by us having
You hating me.
Yeah, me hating you.
being really
and human.
I think it might have
interactions.
gone.
Which means at some point you're just going to sneeze in my face.
By the way, you know when you said IRL just a minute ago?
Yeah.
I was so tempted to do the Phil Dunphy Modern Family. I know tech speak.
Yeah.
You know, LOL, laugh out loud. BRB, be right back. WTF, why the face?
Yeah.
I was so tempted to do
Phil
that.
Dunphy is amazing.
For clarity, I know WTF isn't why the face. What are we talking about?
I don't know anymore.
Let's move on.
Okay, they've released some promotional images from the TV show Krypton.
Yeah, they look real boring.
No, they don't. They look real amazing.
They look real boring.
Look at the art, not armor, the uniforms that they've got. They look great.
The only one I like is Ian McKinnon, or whatever he's called. Being
McKelney.
Superman's great-great-grandfather. He looks badass.
Oh, I
appreciate the blue robes.
No, I think Georgina Campbell as Lita Zod looks awesome as well in her sort of leather armor. Type.
Maybe I didn't see that one. Turn that monitor
There's also
around.
what about Wallace Day as Nyssa Vex? You've not looked at this properly. Hang on, look up here at.
Up here's for dancing.
That's badass.
Is that a Zod? Is it?
Yeah, that's Lita Zod. It's going to be a Romeo and Juliet style thing, I think. They shouldn't love each other, but they do, and then they kill themselves.
Oh,
No, wait,
God.
what? And then
Are
there's
you
this
advocating
lady-
teenage suicide?
God, no.
Good, I should
And then
hope not.
Wallace Day is Nissa Vex.
Yeah, this is great radio. No one can really...
Everyone should be looking at these things. It looks great. I think it's shaping up to be a proper... Oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy here. He looks badass.
Great radio.
It's Dev M.
What'd you call me?
Yeah, well... Set the microphone.
When's this show, I say in air quotes, coming out?
Oh, dear. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to fill the void that I've had since Arrow and Flash became
Crap.
less interesting.
Crap.
Okay.
You can call it what it is.
Okay.
I don't watch it anymore.
No.
I'm sure it's
agreed.
fine. I don't like it.
I'm keen on Krypton. I thought it was going to be a complete dumb, useless, stupid idea, and then I saw the trailer and I thought, no, actually, it looks really
That
good.
second trailer got me, I think, a bit excited, maybe?
March 21st is when it's out,
Okay, so that's not too far away. Oh, okay, I'll go for a bit of that.
and it's sci-fi.
I know, it's in the
I
zeitgeist.
love a bit of sci-fi.
You do, don't you?
Yeah, and it's like
Do you mean sci-fi as in sci-fi the genre or sci-fi the channel?
both, but I don't love both.
Okay,
Good radio. Moving on.
move on, please,
Okay.
because no one can see the images you're talking
Yeah,
about.
but they should be looking at them while we're talking about them.
Well, perhaps I'll include them in the episode description, which everyone should check out, because I put a lot of effort into that.
God, I hate you so much today.
Right.
Bear in mind, I did send you a gift saying I love you earlier, so all of this hatred is tempered by my love.
I'm so
I'm just really wound up today with you. I don't know
I
why.
don't know why.
Right, Game of Thrones creators David Benioff and D.B. Weiss are going to write and produce a new series of Star Wars films.
This came out of left field, didn't it? This dropped last night. This could potentially come under the banner of broken news. But I don't know. What do you think? What were your initial thoughts to this? Because I had initial thoughts, and now I have fresh thoughts. So you go first.
Okay, those guys obviously have created a great show.
Yes.
That is great when it's using its source material.
Absolutely. That's where I am now.
When it goes off script, it's
It sometimes struggles, doesn't it?
it's weaker. I mean, the last season was good, but that's because it was just massive amount of action. But when
So-
they start doing dialogue, it's a bit ooh. So they're writing.
Yeah. My initial thought was, oh, that'll be fantastic. Game of Thrones is brilliant. And then I thought, well, hang on. Game of Thrones is brilliant because it's got fantastic source material from George R. R. Martin. Yeah. So I've solved this. Do you know how I've solved it?
Get George R. R. Martin to write it?
Yes.
Okay.
D.B. Weiss and Dan Benioff are going to go and they're going to say, look, George, we need you to ghostwrite this for us.
Jesus.
We'll give you all the money that you gave us to write Game of Thrones. We'll give that back to you and you ghostwrite this script for us. Put down book 5. We know you're never going to finish it. Just write these 3 films for us. We'll tidy them up a little bit and we'll get all the credit, but you get all the money.
It's not even a TV series, it's a movie. So series of movies.
A series of movies,
Yeah, yeah.
separate to what Ryan Johnson is going to do.
And you know,
away from the Skywalker trilogy.
Well, have you seen the internet rumor hype, crazy hype train, crazy theory, tinfoil hat thing that's going on?
Is it Old Republic?
Yeah, they're saying Knights of the Old Republic. There's no confirmation of that whatsoever. There was a one throwaway line.
I hadn't seen that, by the way. I just totally guessed that.
There's a throwaway line. Let me find the throwaway line because I can't. I'll open
Is that a
it.
lazy speculation, though? Because they're saying
Absolutely,
Old
it's a lazy
Republic because
speculation, yeah.
Game of Thrones is set in like a medieval sort of world. So Old Republic, even though it's totally not set in anything medieval at all,
Yeah, absolutely.
all the technology is as it is.
Yeah.
5,000 years later, or what have you, or 1,000 years later.
I can't find the quote.
Listen, I've as I said, I've solved this. Get George R. R. Martin to ghostwrite it. It'll be fantastic. If they did, or maybe they'll take in some of the Legends stuff, some of the more loved Legends books.
And that's definitely happening. They're using a lot,
Solo might be using a bit of that, isn't it?
Yes, and General... No.
The blue guy.
Grand Admiral Thrawn,
Thrawn.
has been brought in from Legends stuff. Legends, if you don't know, is all the Star Wars stuff that happened in books and comic books and video games and TV shows before Disney bought it.
Yeah. It used to be called the Expanded Universe.
Yeah,
Now
it
it's
is
called the Legends
literally
Universe.
the only thing that's canon now are the 8 movies plus the spin-offs.
Plus Rebels.
Plus Rebels TV show and Clone Wars TV show. And the novels that have been released and comic books since Disney took over. Oh my God, why do we have to do that? That's so annoying.
If they were to take, I mean, okay, for example, if they were to take something to do with, like some of the storylines set around the Knights of the Old Republic game, and maybe expand upon that a little bit, because that's got a pretty decent core story. If they were to expand across that, even though like the first game and the second game are identical almost in their what they do.
Right, here's what you have to do if you want to do Knights of the Old Republic, right?
Okay, go.
Make Star Wars Episode 4, 5, and 6 set in the Knights of the Old Republic timeline, which is essentially what the game is anyway, because you've got a Han Solo type character, a Chewie type character, you've got a princess and a Jedi and an old master, and you've got a villain that turns out twist, there's something going on there. Just make that.
Okay.
I mean, every Star Wars fan in the world will either complain that it's too new and different or too much like the original.
There'll be feelings about it, yeah.
Both of that, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what they need to do, because it makes all the money.
I mean, okay, like I said, initially I was very excited.
A bit negative today.
You are, aren't you? Negative Nelly. Initially very excited, and then realised that whilst I do still love Game of Thrones, it is only as good as it is because of the source material that it's spun up from.
Agreed.
So without that source material, I did a little bit of research on what these guys have written before. One of them wrote Troy, or did the screenplay for Troy. One of them did the screenplay for X-Men Origins Wolverine. Now, I don't know how much of that was butchered by the studio and the director and all that sort of thing afterwards.
Let's say none of it, they're responsible completely.
Hey, could be fun times in the Star Wars universe going forward.
I don't mind Troy. It's not good.
No, I like Troy. I think Troy's fantastic.
No, I don't think it's fantastic.
No, I do. I think Troy is fantastic. It's got one of the best sword fights ever put on screen.
The very, very brief one at the beginning when Achilles stabs him in the neck.
No. The one against Hector outside the gates of Troy.
Yeah, that's pretty good, yeah.
That is fantastic.
Oh, when he does that move, but against the shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, yeah.
It's brilliant. All the time you're rooting for Eric Banner in that. At the same time, you don't want Brad Pitt to lose. And at the same time, you know he's going to lose. Eric Banner's going to lose.
Yeah.
It's great.
And
it's well done.
Orlando Bloom's in it, though, isn't he?
Yeah. He's got a bow and arrow again, though. Legolasing it up, baby. Anyway, what are we talking about? Star Wars, Scott Runners.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Jeez, I need to pick it up because I'm in a mood.
Yeah, come on, what's wrong with you, you miserable shitbag? You deserve that.
Yeah,
you deserve that.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll talk about the Superbowl trailer, shall we?
Yes.
I've got a list here. Should we go through my list?
Yes, definitely.
Westworld Season 2 looks incredible.
Yes, it does. Completely guaranteed? No. Agree. Get the words right.
What they've done there, right? What they've done is they've gone, what was really good about the first season? ? Made the list. Let's do that again.
Show all that.
Yeah, because that's what it is, essentially. It's a nostalgia trailer for us. Even though it's all new content and all new images and stuff. Yeah. It's very much like, remember you liked that? It's in there. You remember like that? It's in there.
This season's going to be pretty much just total... It's not going to be any slow pacing setup. It's going to be all uprising of these robots.
No, I reckon they'll come up with something clever here.
Yeah?
I reckon. Because we've had the big explosive event, but maybe now it'll be a Cold War type espionage, humans coming in and humans going out and robots creating and not creating and negotiations and stuff. I think it's going to be an interesting it's a blank sheet of paper.
I mean, all we got as well, by the way, I just want to say, it's like a 45-second musical slow-mo trailer.
Yeah, but that's exactly what...
With slow-motion shots,
but that's what we loved from the first one, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that music that's got that feel of an oldie worldie, but it's got modern...
It's a modern song. Yeah.
And then you see Dolores being badass. And
she is badass.
Yeah. And Ed Harris is still looking grisly as hell.
When's this show coming out?
At some point.
2018.
Some point this year.
Back yourself.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that looks great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to it.
I forgot about Westworld. Not forgot it existed. I just forgot that any more was coming. I was completely happy. Like, for me, it was...
it lived in its box.
It lived in its box, and I was done with it, and I was like, yep, I'm totally happy that I watched all of that. I know that some people thought it was overhyped and nonsense. I don't think Robbie Diamond likes it very much.
I'm going to probably say that's true. But however, our good friend Tim Bohemian Schnapsy on Twitter, he's all about the Westworld.
Good.
He loves a bit of Westworld.
Yeah,
that's good.
Right, next one, Red Sparrow.
Yeah, I'm going to watch this. I know you don't like it.
It's like the most boring film I've ever seen in my life.
Totally going to watch this. I think it'll be good fun. Move on.
Okay. A Quiet Place.
This is really interesting.
It's terrifying.
I didn't know this film was being made.
No, it's Emily Blunt. It's really, really terrifying.
Emily Blunt and John Krasinski, who in real life are married.
Are they really?
They are indeed.
Well, good for them.
So they are starring in this movie as husband and wife.
Yeah.
They got little kids. They cannot talk because some kind of unknown, unseen alien species has invaded our planet and completely taken over. So they have to live completely in the quiet. That's a fantastic premise for a movie.
Yeah, it looks,
now, don't get me wrong.
yeah.
It's probably going to be one that you cannot take your eyes off of because it's got to be. You're going to have to be reading the sign language, subtitles, all that sort of thing that they're talking about. It's going to be very difficult because they're going to be whispering a lot. Yeah. At the same time, I think it's a fantastic premise for a film, and it's really good casting that they've cast husband and wife as husband and wife. I mean, I know that's not the most original thing to do in the world, but I like it.
There'll be. I mean, I'm not going to see this because I'm a big
scaredy cat.
Yeah. But there'll be an hour of almost silent movie, and then the jump scare shriek noise will be so loud that your eardrums will break.
Good.
Fact.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I mean, it looks great.
It does look really good.
Didn't know anything about it. Saw it, was like, oh, interesting. But the note here I've written is terrifying.
Yeah, well, you don't like... horror films are not for you. You know what you like, and you know what you don't like, and you don't like this.
I don't mind being a bit scared. I don't mind being a little bit scared, but I don't like being a lot scared.
Straight up jump scare stuff, though, it's not. You're not all about that, are you? That's fine. That's okay.
Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom got a full proper trailer.
I think this looks really good.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Like, I didn't think it looked bad after the first trailer. I know some people weren't very keen.
Yeah, some people didn't think that had.
But this looks
tone.
really good.
It's more or less beat for beat going to be Jurassic Park 2, Lost World. We've talked about this before.
But in a museum?
A Fallen Kingdom is a Lost World.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
A Lost World is a Fallen Kingdom.
What's going on with that dinosaur at the beginning? That was almost like tucking that kid into bed.
I'm pretty sure.
That's a dream, right?
No, I'm pretty sure it's the Indominus Rex as a raptor size.
They've shrunk the Indominus Rex.
Yeah, because, well, not just that, but the Indominus Rex was like the epitome of like dinosaur, right? Of genetically modified dinosaur.
Yeah.
But it was then defeated by raptors and the T-Rex.
Right.
So why not make one that's a bit more scary, that's more like likely to come into your bedroom and haunt you at night? And maybe have thoughts and feelings and have human brain. Yeah, it's going to be smart. It's going to be a smart dinosaur.
It's going to be a smart dinosaur.
Yeah, it's going to be a smart dinosaur.
Like a smart bomb. Just
Yeah.
aim it and press go.
My guess is Indominus Rex with extra raptor plus human brain.
That you're going to put your money on that now, are you?
Right now, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm looking forward to this movie. I think that's great.
It does look great.
And I don't think that Chris, what's he called?
Pratt
is he's over Pratt himself in this. I think he looks
in the first trailer he was Pratt to 11.
Pratt to
He went
11.
full Chris Pratt. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I don't know if you know what you mean, but I know what you mean.
Weird. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about it.
Yeah, me too. Looks fantastic.
Okay, I'm going to break this next bit down to two different sections.
Go.
Solo teaser trailer looks pretty cool.
Yes.
Solo full trailer looks
Bit weird.
yeah.
I don't know. It's very strange that they've only released a trailer 3 months before the movie's going to hit the theatres.
Right, my one thing that I take away from this.
One thing?
One thing. The rest of it is like, I've got thoughts, but the one thing I want to take away from this. Why does the graphics on it look half done?
Because it was only finished filming a couple of months ago.
No, I don't mean that. You know when the title card comes up and it's Solo, spins around and appears, right?
Yeah.
It's like one colour render. It's got no depth to it or shading. It's
Your eye is picking up a bit too much there, I think.
No, look at it again for me. It looks like PlayStation 3 graphics. I'm going to load it up now because I want you to.
Are you talking the teaser or are you talking the full trailer?
Both.
Really?
Yep.
I don't remember seeing that.
Well, just hold your bloody horses, and I will load it up for you.
You do that.
I
You're
can't find
scrolling like
wildly,
incredibly at the moment. What's going on here?
So low. Should be able to find it from that, shouldn't I? You reckon? You reckon? Maybe.
Yeah, we'll
It's going
see.
to make some noise, slip along, get to the graphic-y bit. Here we go, hang on.
Oh, here we go.
Again, amazing radio.
Amazing radio.
Right, here we go. I'm going to play it for you. So everyone listening right now, if you're on the Solo official teaser, which is 1 minute 43, I'm at 1 minute and 2 seconds.
Okay.
Watch this graphic, okay?
Yeah.
It's plastic looking.
Look like a Star Wars graphic to me.
No, it looks
Let's talk about the ship. The Millennium Falcon looks different. Now, our friend, the comic guy...
Did I just bash the microphone? I think I might have
Probably.
done. Sorry about that.
Our
Sorry,
friend,
everyone.
the comic guy, sent us a
David.
little...
From now on, when we talk about him, we have to give that.
David.
No, just like announce it loudly. David. That's what.
Oh. Do you mean David?
No. I'm just announcing him. Maybe we could just do it. Lots of different ones.
Maybe. Anyway, just say it the way... Say it how you feel. Anyway...
David. Yeah.
Sent us a graphic which gave us different configurations of the Millennium Falcon's model of ship.
Yeah.
It can change, apparently. So, didn't you say that you think that front bit
It comes off.
comes off during the Kessel run or something like that?
I think when you say it can change, I think the Corellian... Is it a Corellian? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Corellian ship.
Yeah.
I think you can buy it in different
Variations,
Like when you go and buy a car, you can have the different models and different bumpers and things. I think that's what it is.
You could buy one with a sunroof.
Yeah.
You could buy one with aircon.
Yeah.
You could buy one
I
with
think this is the...
a front bit on your Corellian freighter.
Yeah, I think this is the off-the-shelf, brand new Millennium Falcon.
And
I
my
think-
God, wasn't it brand new?
Yeah, it's too shiny.
Like it's so white.
Yeah, too white.
Yeah. What? Seriously,
what
what
happens?
happened in that ship?
What is the year gap between the movies?
I'd say if Han Solo was in his 30s.
Yeah.
No. Because isn't The
Ordinary,
Force
right.
Awakens set about 40 years after Return of the Jedi?
Yeah.
So maybe he's in it. I don't know. How long do these people live in this galaxy?
I don't know.
know.
Anyway, so what I mean is...
Who knows?
That gap at the front that's filled in,
Yeah.
I think that's going to be like an escape pod. It'll be fired off and then lost, and then the ship will be as is.
Right, okay. Here comes the sneeze, I think.
Is it coming? Here it goes. Shall I cut that out?
Nah.
Leave it in.
Told you that was coming back.
Yeah, you did.
Did I tell you that was coming back?
Maybe. Don't know. I think I might have told you it was coming back.
Excuse me, just a
There's
second.
no way to know. Oh my god.
I'm so sorry.
That is the worst kind of radio. I mean, you said me looking at pictures was bad radio, but
Yeah,
you
but
blowing your
otherwise
nose.
I'll be like sniffing all the way through, and you'll be like, "Oh God, I'm gonna kill you with my bare hands."
Well, I'm thinking about killing you anyway. to be
Stick
honest
this
with you,
microphone
so-
up your nose.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. I will attest that.
Why does it look bad? Why does this trailer not bad? Why does it look not as interesting?
I think we know the answers to that. We've talked about it many times. It lost its directors halfway through.
You think it's that? Do you?
I think Ron Howard's come in and has had different ideas. They've done loads and loads of reshoots.
Basically, we shut the whole film.
The
down,
story's changed. Actors who were in the first bit of shooting, like Michael B. Williams, is not there.
Williams?
Yeah, Omar from
Yeah,
The
no, but
Wire.
is it a B in its middle of his name?
Sure it is.
K, isn't it?
Whatever. Yeah, I think you're right. Damn
Sorry.
it. I hate it.
Yeah.
It's Michael B.
Jordan.
Jordan, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I can see the
he's
J.R.R. Tolkien,
he's
George
come
R.R.
out. He's
Martin
not in it
thing.
anymore, and they've
Yeah.
reshot all of his scenes with the Vision, Paul Bettany,
Paul Bettany,
I think.
yeah. Because and also
It's supposed to be a heist film.
is it right that the effects shots were kept and all the dialogue was changed?
Great.
Yeah, that'll make it interesting.
Yeah, and we know that how well that worked with Mission Impossible 2, where they
Yeah.
designed the action scenes and then made the story go around the action
Yeah,
scenes.
yeah.
That worked out really well.
I think there are some beautiful shots in it, like the Imperial cruiser coming through the circle of
Iron
gas
Storm,
and-
whatever it
Iron
is. Yeah,
Storm.
that looks
amazing.
That does look amazing.
Like,
yeah.
it's got Star Wars effects slapped all over it, and it looks great.
Ron Howard is also a George Lucas, Steven Spielberg alumnus. Also directed The Godfather, Apocalypse Now, Francis Ford Coppola.
Oh, yeah.
They're all like pals. He probably came up a little bit after that.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. But he was around.
However,
that time, yeah.
He's been influenced by them. This film is going to look beautiful.
Yeah. He makes great looking movies. Yeah,
However, I don't know what the story is going to be like. I hope it's fantastic. I hope it's a great, great movie, and I hope Alden Ehrenreich gets all the plaudits. Rather, because so far everyone's been like, "Oh God, that he needed an acting coach on set, and he's terrible, and he's wooden,
Okay.
and
The problem
someone
I
threw a
have
chair on screen,
is-
yada yada."
Why make it about Han Solo? Obviously, I understand make it about Han Solo because that's a name that sells. But if you want the character of Han Solo just make it set later and be someone else, and just have that character who then you can wheel into the other movies to have as a Han Solo type character. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Do you know what I'm going to say to you right now?
because
What I'm
then
going
old
to say to
Narrowhead
you,
could be him still.
what I'm going to say to you right now could blow your mind. Okay?
Right.
What if the film starts and it's Harrison Ford talking to his young son, Ben Solo, so digitally younged up Harrison Ford,
Yeah.
saying, hey, did I ever tell you the time I got the Millennium Falcon? And then flashback, this movie, Solo, begins, and it's all of that. What if they had that in there as a, this is how it ties into the actual films? It's Han Solo telling his young son, Ben Solo, who's now Kylo Ren,
Yeah.
ultimate badass, his story of how he got the Millennium Falcon.
I have two thoughts.
One, they'll never do it.
No.
Because Harrison Ford won't come back. Two, wouldn't it be fun, though? Wouldn't it be fun?
I think that sounds like ultimate dumb. That's my one thought. My second thought is I want it real bad.
Thank you very much. I knew you'd like that.
I'm going to move on.
Yeah, okay.
What else is there to say about this? I mean, yeah, people look good in it, and the film looks good, but it's got clunky dialogue, and the effects look great.
Daenerys Targaryen is an Imperial?
Daenerys? Yes, Daenerys.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Is she?
We know she can't act outside of Game of Thrones. Spoilers, no one in Game of Thrones can act outside of Game of Thrones.
Ouch.
Yeah.
The internet just heard that.
Yeah.
You're in trouble.
Yeah.
They're coming looking for you.
I say no one. Anyone that had a career before Game of Thrones.
They all had
Hey.
careers before Game of Thrones.
Did they? Did any of the kids have
Apart from any of
careers?
the Stark kids,
Yeah,
maybe.
exactly.
Okay,
There you
fine.
go, and Daenerys. Moving on from Solo.
Please.
Probably loads we should say about it.
Others have said more.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Skyscraper looks dumb as a bag of spanners. No, thank you.
I'll watch this. Do you know why? Because it's got The Rock in a skyscraper that's taller than anything else in the world.
I honestly
It
thought
looks
it
like
was
stupid action. crap.
I genuinely thought it was a Die Hard remake when it started.
Didn't I say on our little group, it looks like it might have the same success as like a John Wick type of film, like it would go under the radar and then suddenly it's
I
there.
think you were saying
Was that about something else?
that about the Momoa movie.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, ah, damn it. Okay, do you know what? Maybe this will be terrible, and The Rock is never going to make that jump he does, but it looks fun. It looks like a ton of fun.
Mission Impossible Fallout. I was not on board. Not on board. I just didn't. It didn't register. Nothing registered with me about before this, and then I saw the trailer and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me read what I wrote. Walking, staring, falling, crashing the movie. And the more I think about it, people fall a lot in this trailer. Fall out. They've done that on purpose. Guaranteed. 100%. This film is all about falling.
It does look good though, right?
Yeah. But do you notice how everyone falls a lot in it?
Yeah. I also like the song that plays over the trailer. I've actually put it on my Spotify playlist now.
Yeah, good.
I can't tell you what it's called. It's like dong dong, get down with the victim, dong dong, da dong dong, da dong dong, dong dong. I hit the table. I'm sorry, not apologising.
It looks really great. I haven't seen the fifth one. I think I need to see the fifth one now because it looks great anyway. I just never got around to it. Doesn't Henry Cavill look awesome?
Henry Cavill's a beautiful man. He's a beast of a man. And Rob created a nice GIF for him, which I've posted out again today.
Yeah.
And it's very funny. And it's during the fight scene in a toilet.
Maybe. And he goes...
He sort of like shoots his cuffs.
It's like...
Gets his dukes up.
It's like he's
brilliant.
It's like he's loading his guns.
And his guns are his arms. Yeah. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I also like the fact that there's... you remember in the first Mission Impossible film,
I do.
Jean Reno,
Yeah.
or Jean Reno, or
Yeah.
however you want to call it, is flying a helicopter and it goes into the Channel Tunnel.
Yes.
This one, there's a helicopter going down a road facing a truck
Yeah.
flown by Ethan Hunt.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's
Yeah.
real fun. That's a nice little callback.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this. I think it'll be... The Mission Impossible films are pretty great anyway,
Yeah.
apart from the second one, as we said.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, it's bad, but yeah.
The fifth one is good, but I don't think it's as good as the fourth one.
Fourth one is awesome.
And the fourth one, I think, is probably the best. Actually saying that, though, the guy who was in the fourth one... Oh, God.
Good guy, bad guy?
No, Baldwin, William Baldwin.
yeah.
I think
No,
he's
Alex.
Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
back.
he's back in this one.
Yeah. Was he not in number 5?
I don't know. He might have been. Well,
Isn't
maybe he was in number 5 and not in number 4.
Isn't he now the new Phelps character?
No.
But
No.
he's not playing Phelps.
The
'cause
Phelps
died
character.
in the first one.
Yeah. Oh, spoilers.
It's 1996, man.
Okay, fine. Yeah, fine. Some people listening to this podcast weren't even born in 1996.
Was it 96 or was it earlier?
No, I think you're right. Back yourself. No, he's not the Phelps character because the Phelps character is the guy who leads the mission, and the guy who leads the mission is Tom Cruise.
Yes.
So it's the guy who does the recording. Good evening, Mr.
96.
Hunt.
It was 96.
Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Hunt. Your
Yeah.
mission, should you choose to accept it, is to, I don't know, do something that no one else can do, and if you get caught, you'll be killed or disavowed.
Yeah.
And then bang, it goes up in smoke. That's what Alec Baldwin probably is, maybe.
I really like that first one. The more I think about it.
I was saying to Rob actually the other day, it's good. The technology has not aged well at
Yeah, but
all.
that doesn't matter. That's okay.
Okay, fine.
They have he has like a tape to listen to on the plane.
Yes.
And he when it explodes, like burns itself, he lights a cigarette to mask the smell.
On a plane. What the hell? Can't light a cigarette on a plane now. You'll be thrown out, arrested for terrorism.
I think we've said everything about the Mission Impossible Fallout trailer.
Yeah, I think so.
Cloverfield Paradox. Trailer then release. Apparently it's not very good.
So I've heard. I still haven't seen 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Apparently it's not linked.
Right, but it is linked to the first film.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Our good friend Ray told me all about it this morning. I now know the ending. I don't need to watch that movie.
Oh. Did he say spoilers, or did he
Oh,
just?
yeah.
Did he just sit there and go, right? This is what happens. in this
No.
film.
Ray's good. He was like, "You're not going to watch this, are you?" I was like, "Nope, not going to happen."
Is it scary?
Probably.
Has anyone listening to this watch this movie?
But
Should Ben watch it? Should I watch it?
The little Italian saw it as well, and he wasn't that keen.
Ah,
It's got Daniel Bruhl.
Baron Zemo
Yeah,
from
who's a
Civil
great
War.
actor, and
Chris O'Dowd.
Chris
is it, I think?
O'Dowd is in it. Yeah.
Someone else as well. Can't remember. Cool.
The reason it's interesting for me is the release model. It changes the way films come out. So we knew that a Cloverfield film was coming out, and we suspected there'd be a trailer in Super Bowl, and the trailer showed for about 10 seconds and then went, out now. And everyone went,
Out now?
what?
Yeah.
Because it was released exactly as it happened. So.
That's. I don't know if I'm okay with that. I mean, it's a nice surprise.
No, I am. I'm okay with it.
But okay. Word of mouth, I guess, just explodes, doesn't it?
Do you know what I want to see next? I want to see the results of this experiment, please. I want a substantial movie, not just Cloverfield Paradox is a movie that it's the third possible in a series. It might not have as much behind it as, say, the first Cloverfield film, which had great PR and stuff. Okay, I want to see a substantial movie. Let's say of the sort of what sort of level? Let's see. Give me a couple of movies that have been coming out this year. Last year. What did you see last year?
Life.
No.
That's sort of the
That's
same sort
lower.
of thing.
I'm thinking more. Higher than that.
Higher than life.
Higher than life.
Christ. Oh, no. Homecoming. Spider-Man Homecoming.
Too big. Lower than that.
Jesus.
Nice Guys.
Okay. That was
Okay.
the year before. But
Okay,
anyway, yeah.
right. Something like The Nice Guys, right?
Right.
It's hugely sellable because you've got Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling.
Yes.
Okay, so
Who
it's
I love.
Yeah, and it's written and directed by Predators.
Predators. That's
Yeah,
correct.
right.
Yes.
It's
The
directed by
alien
Predators.
predator wrote and directed The Nice
Yeah,
Guys.
them.
Yeah.
Right, so it's big, right? It's got a name, it's got a brand, right?
Same director who did Mission Impossible 3 and The Long Kiss Goodnight. No, not Long Kiss
Shane
Goodnight.
Black.
Shane
He
Black,
didn't
yeah.
do Mission Impossible 3.
No, sorry, Iron Man 3.
Yes.
What the
yeah,
hell's wrong
yeah.
with me?
Don't know. Right, so that level, I'll get to the point in a minute, I promise.
Please do.
That level
Yes.
released in cinemas and Netflix on the same day. And then I want to see numbers of bums who's on seats
I don't think that will happen.
2 weeks later. That's what I want to see.
I don't think that will happen, though.
I think it will. I think you'll find it will.
I think, aren't they doing 1 week in cinemas or maybe 2 and then it comes onto Netflix?
Yeah, but I want to see the results of that.
But I don't
I
know
want
if
someone
cinemas
to-
would buy that
I want
because...
someone to be brave enough because people will choose.
But then you also have to have a brave cinema chain to actually buy it and put it on at the theatres.
Also, you have to have a Netflix subscription to see a Netflix movie.
Yeah, but you can get one of them for free and cancel it.
But still, not
Within
everyone's
30
going to do
days.
that. Not everyone's going to do that. Okay?
Yeah.
A lot of people we talk to in the office, we say, "Oh, have you seen this?" They go, "Oh, no, I haven't got Netflix."
Sure.
I'm just saying, I want to see the results of that because I would like to see.
So you want to see a middling sort of size movie?
No, a fairly big movie.
Fairly big movie.
Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling are big. Like Bright, I would like to have known Bright released in the movie in the cinema at the same time. I'd like to know the results of it because I genuinely
what are you looking for?
I genuinely don't know what would happen. I genuinely don't know whether you'd get more people in the cinema than you would watching it on Netflix. There are probably trolls that can make Netflix play a lot.
Yeah, I think Netflix would probably win it, purely because some people would prefer the comfort of their own home to watch a film instead of and just have it already there. Don't have to pay any more additional money.
I've seen this debate on Twitter recently. Dan Toim was having a conversation with various different people about the Netflix cinema model.
Oh yeah, what did he have to say?
That he thinks the Netflix model is the appropriate way to go, and that other people were saying, well, actually, no, I think the experience of the cinema outweighs the comfort of the home. There are arguments either way on it.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow, we got onto this.
We did, didn't we?
Last trailer?
God, we're still talking about trailers?
Yeah, Avengers. It was brief. There was not much new in there.
No.
Cap got some shields. We have kind of seen them already.
Yes.
Iron Man's suit is now nanotech.
Grows out of him, yeah, like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or grows out of something that's he's close
His
to.
hand looks like skeleton. It doesn't look like it's wrapping around it. It looks like his hand is turning into it. Maybe that's just the way I've watched it. I don't know.
Possibly. How'd you watch it? Sit on your head?
Yeah.
What
happened are we?
Wow.
Yeah.
It looks like the Spider-Man costume in it. It looks like the trailer that we got was a little bit of a zinger because
he's wearing the homecoming costume.
He's wearing the homecoming costume at one bit, and then he's wearing the Iron Spider costume at another bit.
And he goes into space.
It does seem like he goes into space. Goes pretty high anyway.
Pulls his mask off. Leave that on.
Yeah.
But then
is it going to help even if he leaves it on?
True.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's not much extra than that. It was pretty exciting because it got the callback and the nostalgia from that first one. Nostalgia from a trailer earlier. But, do you know what I mean?
I don't know if I want to see any more Infinity War trailers now.
No, probably not.
I think I'm done on them. I might try and keep a hashtag spoiler-free lifestyle when it comes to Infinity War trailers now.
I haven't decided.
Okay.
Maybe I'll spoil it for you.
Great.
Maybe it'll be like...
maybe I'll just wrap this cord around your neck and throttle you.
Yeah, maybe. You know A Clockwork Orange, where he has to have his eyes pinned open and watch those things?
Yes.
Maybe I'll kidnap you, pin your eyes open, and just show you Avengers stuff constantly.
But that would include you tying me to a chair. Would you do the eye drops?
Yeah, I'm not a monster.
Okay, good. I'm glad to know you're not a monster whilst you kidnap me, tie me to a chair, and force my eyes open.
Should we talk about Altered Carbon for about 20 minutes?
I think so. That's going to be our nerd scene this week, right?
Yeah.
Right, now, people have asked, because some people haven't seen, they want to know, are you going to talk spoilers from the start? I think we're going to very briefly sum up our feelings and what we've seen so far, because you've seen all of it, and I've only seen 6 episodes.
Yeah, I need to be careful, because I've finished it, and I don't want to spoil too much. I've also read the book, so there are things that I might just spurt out and not realise that aren't.
So I want to try and go 5 minutes or less, non-spoiler,
Yeah.
and then we'll crack on with what we can, and we'll spoiler it up.
Yeah.
So we'll put it in the episode description, and we'll klaxon it here. So this is the non-spoiler Altered Carbon first 6 episodes review. Go.
Really good. Really enjoyed it. It's really good.
Isn't it?
I as I said last week, I suspected that it was going to be bad. I had this sort of inkling that it was kind of being hyped up and it was going to be... Rob has had it described as a Channel 5 movie, which it is not in any way. In fact...
Who said that? I want to know
was.
their name, I want their address, I want to go and visit them. Maybe just have a chat with them.
Buy them a present, a glass of wine or something.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Be nice.
I'll just put this gun away.
Yeah.
No, I think it's...
his knife next to me, yeah.
Like I said, I only watched the first episode on Friday night. I had a real busy weekend. But then Monday night I watched episodes 2 and 3 and 4.
Yeah.
No, 2 and 3. And then last night I watched episodes 4, 5 and 6.
Yeah.
And like I messaged you at the end of episode 5, not going to spoilers, but there's an incredible scene right at the end of that episode. And it was just like, oh my God, that is incredible. They're leaving it there. You said that episode 4 has got your favourite scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're trailing into
We
spoilers.
are treading
Yeah, okay. But you liked
closely into spoilers. I'm very much enjoying it. I really want to know what's going on. One thing I will say, in the non-spoiler bit, it's very, very busy.
Yeah, there's a lot in there. And I was Ray was having this conversation with about it because he watched episode 1. And having read the book, with the conversation I was having with Ray was about having read the source material before you go into the adaptation. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's like you wonder how people can follow the adaptation if they haven't read the book. And I think that's true of Altered Carbon. There's a lot in there. There's a lot about the science of it. There is a lot about the weaponry, the politics, the history, individual emotions and motivations.
Should we say what the premise of the TV show is? Because we haven't yet.
No, I know.
We?
Sorry,
we've
yeah,
made
you're right.
massive assumptions.
Yeah, sorry. So
it's my fault.
The concept is, the premise is, it's set in the future, and human beings are the sum total of a human being is a tiny little disc that is slotted into the back of the neck of what is called a sleeve. So the human body is known as a sleeve, and it's disposable.
Yeah.
And the stack which goes into the neck is this sum total of the human being, their memories, their emotions, their everything. So if you remove
their
it,
mind,
and put it into
their soul,
yeah, if you put it
almost,
into another sleeve, another human body, it would be the exact same person, but in that body.
Mm-hmm.
And in this world, in the future, there are people who are colloquially known as Meths, which is after the biblical character Methuselah, who lived for many hundreds of years.
Yes, very good. I had to look that up, but I got it.
And the Meths are the super rich people, and they can afford clones, and they can afford to back themselves up regularly.
Literally into the cloud.
Yeah. Whereas the Joe public have a stack and a sleeve, and when their sleeve is killed, their stack goes on a shelf somewhere unless they can buy a new sleeve.
Yes.
Or if they go to jail, their sleeve is put on ice, and you pay a mortgage on it. Otherwise, someone else will have it.
Yes. And then when you get out of jail, you could be given any random sleeve at all.
If you haven't paid the mortgage on your own sleeve. So this is the concept.
Man,
so the basic concept
incredible.
is in the future, and it's about the ability to change body but remain the same person, and what that means to a human being, a human mind, to live many hundreds of years, or to live in a world where there are beings that are hundreds of years old, but you only can afford to live one life.
So then the mystery involved, and again, this isn't spoilers because it's in the trailer for the actual, and it's in the description of what the TV show is about.
Yeah.
Richest man in the world.
So, yeah, the plot of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a crime.
It's a crime mystery thriller sci-fi
whodunit.
show.
It's a whodunit.
It's a whodunit. A whodunit.
A whodunit.
That's right. Hugh, he did it.
Spoilers, yeah.
Son of a bitch. So, richest man in the world is the only man in the world, and his family members, who have these every 48 hours. They have a backup.
They're not the only ones.
There are others, are there?
It's a DHF backups, as they call it. I can't remember. That's digital human something. Yeah.
But basically, they get backed up to a satellite that's orbiting the Earth.
Yes.
That happens every 48 hours, say around midnight, say, for example.
Yeah.
Now, someone kills the richest man on Earth.
Yeah.
10 minutes or so before his backup.
So he loses 48 hours of his life.
And then he gets someone out of storage, puts a fresh stack off the shelf into this new sleeve, and says, right, solve my murder.
Yeah, and the person he gets out of storage is a guy called Takashi Kovacs, which is a combination of a Polish father and a Japanese mother.
Yes.
And he was an envoy, which is a super soldier from the past.
Yes.
Say the past in the show, the future for us.
I think that's all we can go on to without going into spoilers,
Agreed.
because there are other things around that lead us into spoiler territory.
Starring Joel Kinnaman and who's the guy that plays Bancroft?
Oh, God. I know exactly. James Purefoy, something like that.
Yeah.
All I'll say, and just before we get into spoilers, is, man, that guy's got a big dick.
I think it might be a prosthetic.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't pause it and look. There was that one scene where he walks in,
prosthetic with
and it's like,
idea.
Jesus Christ! Look at that thing swinging around. My God, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I know that Nicola from We Have a Whole Podcast watches this show. I want to know what she thought when he walked onto screen and his massive member was swinging around. Because it shocked me, and I'm an almost 40-year-old man.
What I will say about
Is this spoilers or non-spoilers?
No, I think this is just opinion.
Okay, go.
My worry for the show was that it was going to be everything turned up to 11. From the book, again, I hate to be that guy, I read the book. But in the book there are
But you have, and it makes sense to
relevant,
be, it's relevant here, yeah.
In the book there are some scenes of intense violence, and there are some scenes of fairly graphic sex. And I was concerned that the show would do what lots of TV shows do at the minute, what Game of Thrones is really guilty of, is throwing in sex and violence for the sake of it.
Right.
Now, this show isn't for everyone. The Italian is not interested in something like this. For her, it is too graphic. It is in all different ways. But for me, I've seen far worse. And this isn't a show that's turned up to 11. This is a show that's turned up to 10. Where it's turned up to 11 for me is in its aesthetic. It is copy-paste Blade Runner. And I'm okay with that. And I say copy-paste
even
Blade
down
Runner.
to the freaking rain.
Yeah. When I say copy-paste Blade Runner, I mean Blade Runner from the 70s, 80s.
82.
80, thank you.
Get out.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, the reason I'm okay with it is that Blade Runner set the aesthetic for sci-fi noir. It set it, and everything after that looks like Blade Runner. The only reason,
And if it doesn't, it's not right.
exactly, and the only reason I think that everyone is comparing this to Blade Runner is that Blade Runner 2049 came out last year, so it's fresh in everyone's mind.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
they
yeah.
hadn't, if that hadn't come out, I think people would be going, "Oh, do you know, it's got to look a little bit like maybe Blade Runner," whereas people are actually what they're saying is it's Blade Runner the TV show, and it's not. It's not, but it has got the look of it.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's not turned up to 11, it's turned up to 10, in my opinion.
Yeah, okay, I'll go with that.
And that's what I like about it. What I don't like about it is some of the dialogue is proper cheesy.
Yes. However, I think that the success of this show, because the people who have seen it, I don't think anyone's watched it and watched maybe 4, 5 or 6 episodes and said, yeah, do you know what, it's not for me. If you've watched as many as I have, 6 episodes, or if you've watched the whole thing,
Yeah.
I think you're like, yeah, do you know what, that was really, really good. And what will happen if it comes back, bearing in mind, I don't know how the first season ends, if it comes back for a second season, I think they will take on board some of those comments that maybe the dialogue's a little bit cheesy, could be sharpened up a little bit.
Yeah.
And the second season will be a mind blower, because the first season's already blown my mind.
Yeah, I think some of that cheesiness, it does work because it's the world they've created. Everything in it is hyper-realised and everything is over the top, and the drama is, something we could never comprehend because it's about being alive for hundreds of years and the future and what that means. But it's also philosophical questions that we can understand because there's a lot of Catholicism and things in there.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that in spoilers. Should we get on to spoilers now, I think?
Yes.
Okay.
So spoilers, I was going to say...
Okay, so that's the end of the non-spoiler chat.
So spoilers from now on.
Spoilers from now on.
What I will say about the end of it, I won't spoil the end of it for you, but there are 2 other books in the series.
Yes, so I've discovered
so that's
last night.
worth knowing about. And I'm looking to read them, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so what do you want to do? Do you want to talk...
I've got
You've
loads
done
on
Blade
here,
Runner aesthetic. You've done story a little bit. What do you want to do?
I don't really want to talk about the story too much, other than one other thing. One of the things I do like about this show is they have changed quite a lot from the book. They actually have. And I like it because I was watching it fresh. I was like, I understand this world, and this is a slightly different story. Mm-hmm. So it kept me interested. Mm-hmm. There is one major change, which I don't think works, which you haven't got to yet.
Then paste over that.
But I think
we're talking spoilers for episodes 1 to 6 here, aren't we?
I think it doesn't work because of the person playing the role as opposed to the actual decision in the plot.
Okay, don't go into any more.
I won't go into any more.
Right.
I have slight issue with that. However, having said that, at the end, the final episode ended, and I was like, "Yep, very happy with that."
Okay, let's talk about Joel Kinnaman, who plays Takeshi Kovacs.
We talk about characters and actors, and let's just bash it all together, shall we?
Because before the show came out, you were like, "Oh, I really enjoyed the book, and I'm really worried that this is going to be crap, and I'm really worried it's going to be crap because I'm not sure if I like Joel Kinnaman."
Yeah, he was really good in Suicide Squad, and I actually quite liked him in RoboCop, but he's a greasy-looking man, isn't he?
I freaking love this guy. I think he's...
Is it because you see his bum a lot?
I mean, that doesn't hurt. He's got a very nice bum. He's also got abs that you could grate cheese on. Yeah. My God, that man is well put together.
Do you know he's Scandinavian? He's not American.
What did you just call him?
Scandinavian.
Scandinavian?
Yeah, he's from like the Scandinavian area.
I believe he is from Sweden, and his family moved to America.
Yeah, no, he's got an American father.
One of those things.
I think, yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, firstly, I know this is great radio again, but look at him in there. He looks really smart and like he looks like a smart man there. He's got his hair brushed to the side, clean.
Yeah. He's had a shave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs to look more like that in shows. I think because in this show he looks a mess. But then
he's supposed to, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's supposed to be a mess.
Yeah.
He's
Sweden, yes, Stockholm.
He's a fresh stack or a stack that's been on ice for a long time.
Yeah.
In a body that's been put on ice for a period of time.
We're spoilers now.
We're in spoilers now. Yeah.
150 years. 250. 150 years?
Okay.
100 years.
How long has his body been on ice?
Oh, the ice has been. Oh, yeah, no.
Because
I
don't think that's been revealed to me yet.
No, not long.
He was set up.
But that's not important.
Okay.
Not long, as in it could be a year, it could be 5 years. It's not a long period, right?
No. But his
you
stack
understand
was
that.
on the shelf for 250 years.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget because the book
I think
is
it's
different.
250.
The book is different from the film. So.
But I think Joel Kinnaman is great in this.
He's very good in it actually, and
he could do the action really well.
There is a lot of action in this.
Yeah. I think he plays. I think his comedic timing is actually better than a lot of people give him credit for.
Speaking of comedic timing, I laughed out loud in the last few episodes quite a lot.
Oh really?
Yeah, but like where I was supposed to.
Okay, that's good. As long as you weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
I think the woman, I don't know the actress's name, but who plays Lieutenant Ortega.
It's Martha, I'm going to butcher this, Higarida.
Okay. Now, when she first shows up in episode 1,
yes,
got to be careful what I say about
this.
She's
from Mexico.
But there was an awful lot of expositional
yeah.
dialogue given to her, and her accent is very, very strong, and I struggled to completely keep up with everything that was being explained to me.
I think they needed to reshoot that because later on, she's so much easier to understand.
Yeah, completely.
Something about that one scene, I don't know whether it was noisy in the background, where they set it like that, or I don't know what it was, but you're right. She's got a very thick accent in that scene alone.
Yeah.
Later on, because I found her quite annoying in the first episode.
But I didn't know if that was a plot device.
Oh, maybe. I really liked when then she was speaking Spanish, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And they had the subtitle. I liked that. I liked that she was, like in Blade Runner, there's the, okay, go back to Blade Runner, but there's that sort of mixed language, which is a mixture of all sorts of different things.
Yeah. Sort of Japanese and street talk.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Dutch or something.
I liked that they still had different languages and she was completely understandable. I could read the subtitles, it's fine, you know. And then she became a much more interesting character later on. So much more interesting.
Going into that thing that you talked about, so her, like, I think it's been dialed down a bit in the show, but I think it's a bigger plot point in the book. She is Catholic.
Yes.
Catholics have got a bit of a problem with being re-sleeved.
Yes.
Because they think that when a person dies, their soul should go to heaven.
Yes.
And so they shouldn't keep on coming back.
Because Catholicism is, although a major plot point in the book, much less at the forefront in the book than it is in the show.
But it's paid lip service into the show because there's some kind of coding in someone's stack that if you are a Catholic, you cannot be re-sleeved, I believe.
You can, but it's coded to say you shouldn't be.
You shouldn't
be.
It's
hard-coded into it, yeah.
Okay. I think that's incredibly clever.
Yeah.
I think that's really clever because it's just adding an extra layer of
Have you seen
plot? I think to the whole undercurrent of the stack and the sleeve and being backed up and not and living forever or not living forever.
Okay, hopefully this isn't spoilers for you, but have you watched the episode with the grandmother yet?
Yes,
you have, right? Sorry,
that was
okay.
absolutely brilliant. It's on the Mexican Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Their dead grandmother's stack gets taken off the shelf and put into the sleeve of a drug addict that
brute type thing.
Brute,
yeah.
And she comes back. And what I really like about the stack as well, the sleeve, when the stack goes into the sleeve, is that the accent that person had comes with it.
Yeah.
So it's not just all their thoughts and feelings.
Not always, though.
Oh, okay.
What? Kovac's Polish Japanese.
Yeah, but when you hear him speak as himself,
that's true. Yeah, that is true.
He does sound.
Yeah, that is true. He sounds
normal.
American. Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
But no, I really like that because later on, when that stack gets that body gets used again with a different stack, the accent changes, and I think that's a very clever way to differentiate the two people.
Yeah.
In one body, very good. There's so much stuff in this, though. Like I said, it was very, very busy, but there's so much stuff in it that I hadn't even considered, like borrowing someone else's sleeve and pretending to be them.
Well, that only works really for people who have clones.
Sure.
Because those clones are sitting on the shelf ready to go.
Yeah.
So like Miriam Bancroft and Lawrence Bancroft. I've got to say, James Purfoy chews scenery like you wouldn't believe. I'm not sure I like him. He probably works because Bancroft is so old that he is a little bit overdramatic and likes to play himself almost Shakespearean.
Yeah.
I'm sort of moving myself in an actor type way, you know.
But doesn't James Purefoy play that in every single role that he does?
Exactly, which is why I'm a bit concerned. I don't think he's playing. I think he's cast because of that, as opposed to playing Bancroft as Bancroft should be.
Who would you have recast as that role, though?
I really don't know. I really don't know. But
I got someone for you.
Go on.
They're possibly too old now.
Go on.
How about Professor X, Jean-Luc Picard himself?
I think he's too old. I agree. But
if you want Shakespearean, you'd go with the best.
But Bancroft chooses a certain age to
remain.
Yeah.
Very good. Miriam, is that his wife?
Yes.
The blonde lady?
Yes.
Now, talk to me about her, because she's got something clever, hasn't she? She's got some kind of enhancement where she can secrete some kind of pheromone that basically makes
it's called Merge 9, it's called.
Okay. Oh, very good. Yeah. So when she's engaging in arousal, sexy time with someone, whatever they feel, she feels, and whatever she feels, they feel, and she's basically a sex bot, right? Or sex clone.
Yes, but I also read that as she was raping him.
Oh my God!
Because he may have been aroused by her. He probably is. He says it himself. The body's come out of being on ice, and the hormones are always being generated. So when they come out of that, there is a need for sex or some sort of release. Okay, so he probably is at a point where a woman is throwing herself at me, and the body requires it, right? But, and in the book it's written that he is aroused by her when he sees her, right, for the first time,
right?
Back in the house in the clouds.
Yes. Very nice. I like the fact that all the rich people live above the clouds.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Very good.
But she uses that chemical enhancement to take him sexually. And he is working for her husband, and it is a conflict of interest that they have sex.
Yes, definitely it is.
And he knows it was a mistake.
Yeah.
And the first person he's properly, in the show, interested in is Ortega.
Again, yes.
So I read it in the show. In the book, different. But in the book, it's hammered home how much Miriam exudes sexual desire. Okay, but in the show, I read it as she is taking him now because she wants to.
So what about that? What about that offer that she makes him? I think it's about episode 5, where she says, "Hey, we could go. I've got an island. No one knows about it. I've got cloning technology there and." Stack, re-sleeving, yada, yada, yada. And there's several of me over there.
Yeah.
And we all want you.
You need to watch the whole season.
I know, I'm going to. But at that point, she sort of implants some kind of vision in his head where he is with, I'm going to say about half a dozen versions of her.
Yeah.
And it looks like an orgy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's shot in such a sort of dreamlike way that it's like, why is this guy not ripping her arm off to accept this decision right now, or this offer right now?
Because he's an envoy, because he has the abilities as an envoy
he
to
can
do it.
go past it, can he?
That's what I mean about how the show is. It is turned up to 10 because there is a lot of sexual suggestion and sex in it. But
there's not that much sex in it, though.
But that scene, the imagination of that, could have been grotesque. But actually, you're kind of like, oh, okay, I get it. It's a dream-like scenario, and then we'll move on from it.
Yeah.
It's fine. I've got a note on here, but it's a character that you don't know yet called Raylene. Let's not talk about Raylene.
Not talk about that one then. Elliot. Who's Elliot?
Elliot is the father of Lizzie.
My God.
He's great. His part is jacked right up, much more in the show than it is in the book. In the book, he's in it, but not much.
Yeah.
Him being the partner to Kovac is brilliant. He's
great. So explain to people who have forgotten his role in the show. So in the show, he is the dad of a girl who has been
beaten psychopathically senseless.
Psychopathically?
Yeah, why not? Back yourself.
Fine, okay.
Yeah.
But her stack exists. Her sleeve is gone, right?
Yeah.
Her stack still exists, but he's been trying to save her so many times that it's almost corrupted her in some way.
No, she was corrupted before that.
Oh, she was corrupted before that.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
okay.
When he found her, she was like that.
But then Poe, the guy who runs the AI that runs the Raven,
Yeah.
best freaking name for a hotel ever. Edgar Allan Poe, love it.
Completely changed as well. In
Really?
In the book, it's called the Hendrix, and it doesn't have.
And
doesn't
he's
have
called
a character.
Jimmy?
No, he's similar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't have that same characterization. It's different.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's different. It doesn't have that aesthetic. It doesn't have that sort of gothic type stuff. It's much more of like a futuristic type place.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
So I was a bit off with Poe to begin with, but by the end of it, I love him.
Okay. I need to keep watching.
You
I
do.
need to keep watching.
You do, yeah.
Right, go on then. So what else have you got?
Elliot is great. I really like.
Oh, yeah,
Elliot's
Elliot,
in it.
yeah, back to
Elliot. What Elliot does for the show, I think, is gives Kovac someone to talk to about stuff that's going on. So it's not internalized.
Yes, it's explaining what he's doing.
Because in the book, he's a bit of a lone wolf.
Yeah.
Kovac.
He's an everyman sort of partner sort of character.
Yeah.
Definitely expendable. Wouldn't surprise me if he dies before the end of the show.
You need to watch it.
I will.
But I really like Elliot. There's a. This is going to be spoilers.
Don't
For you.
Don't say it then. Because if you spoil the show for me, I will literally pick up this desk and ram it through your skull.
Because you're aware
Yes.
that Lizzie has a mother,
Yes.
Ava,
Yes.
who Kovac pretends to be.
pretends to be in the den of
Yeah.
ill repute. Yes.
Right, fine. You need to close your ears for a second. No, I'm just going to say something. They do something really clever that I would thought was that when they first did it, I thought this is just for laughs, but then it pays off and it's brilliant. I really love what they've done with it. It changes the concept of what it means to be human and have a relationship, and I really like what they did.
Don't say anything else. One thing we've skipped over is the fact that the sleeve that Takeshi Kovacs is in is the actual sleeve of Ortega's partner, a guy called Riker.
Yes.
Does that come into it anymore?
Yes.
Let's keep watching then. I'll keep watching.
What do you know about Riker and Ortega?
I know that they were a couple.
Oh, there you go. Fine. Yeah, okay.
I know that they were in bed together. And there's like a flashback that she sort of goes into.
He's
him.
in little white fronts. That looks weird.
He's in like tiny whites.
Yeah,
I don't know
he's
what's
really
going on
weird.
there. But then
I guess it's so that Riker looks not quite as heroic as Kovac.
Yeah, the police show up. He was set up to have done something. I don't know if that's important or not.
Yeah.
And he gets arrested, and he's obviously put on ice, as it were, and
Yeah.
then he's re-sleeved with Kovac. So I don't know if he's going to try. I think he's sort of almost trying to help Ortega at the same time as trying to sort out Bancroft's, who murdered Bancroft.
Yeah. Who done it?
Who done it. He's also trying to help Ortega sort of get Riker out of prison by clearing his name.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's very busy.
Yes, there's a lot.
But
going
I'm
on.
guessing that it's all going to sort of come together.
Yeah, everything. There's nothing in there that's not required. Definitely.
Good.
So things like the Reaper drug, which makes you act as if you're dead. Remember that?
Yes. Yeah.
He stabs the guy that's on the security cameras.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe that's important. And Merge 9. Maybe that's important. And all sorts of things like that. Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
There's a plot point laid down when they're talking about the clones, when Bancroft comes out with his big wang flaying about, and they're saying about dippers and people who dip in and take Meth's memories.
Oh, yes.
Elliot and Ava are dippers. That's why she went to prison.
Cocksuckers. Right, okay.
But I think you knew that already.
I think I probably did know that.
Yeah.
I might have just forgotten
But
it.
that's
fine.
important.
For reasons.
Nothing is laid down in there that's not important. But you're right, it is incredibly busy.
Yeah.
I think what I would recommend to people, if they've seen the show and they really like it and they want to read the book, be prepared for there to be, there's another layer of making you wince. There are a couple of things in there that make me go, oh, jeez.
In the book?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
fine. Okay.
Because you can.
Any more you want to talk about in spoilers, or should I go into some social media feedback on what people thought?
Let's do social media feedback.
Okay, good. Right, so I asked a question. Tomorrow we review the first 6 episodes of Altered Carbon. Have you seen the show? What do you think? Are you planning to watch it soon? The comic guy has not watched it yet. He will watch it. How spoilery are you going? Hopefully he's
Stop listening.
Stop listening at this point, but he would listen to the first bit. We Have a Hulk pod. It's at We Have a Hulk said, I think we're 5 episodes in and hooked. Huge Blade Runner, Matrix, and Ghost in the Shell vibes, but loving the mystery of it all. Also, great actors and cinematography. The Matrix point is very good because that scene, that torture scene, in I think episode 4, where that guy who thinks that Kovac is Riker, because it's Riker's sleeve, is torturing him because he...
Cadman.
Yeah, because he killed his brother.
Yeah. Is it his brother or did he double sleeve?
Or
he double sleeves.
He double sleeves.
Is that important?
Probably, yes. That whole scene taking place in a construct...
Yes.
Very Matrix-like,
Yes,
isn't it? This is the construct. This is where we do training and
yes.
karate stuff and jumps.
Yeah.
And look at the woman in the red dress. Look again. Very, very Matrix.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, good catch, Nicola. 20th Century Geek Pod are planning on starting it this weekend. Jack the Creature said, it's a fine show. The visuals are great, and I'm interested in where the story goes, although I find the characters need more developing in order to really hook me. Netflix seems to be doing pretty well with shows lately.
Yep.
Go with that.
Yeah,
I will go with that.
They're
Yeah,
killing it. Yeah, they
I
are.
will. I would also go with the fact that maybe some of the characters need to be not so many characters and maybe flesh out the ones that you've got. Maybe
That happens.
but in the book, I'm guessing it's easy to flesh out.
But it also happens in the second half of the show, which you haven't watched yet.
Okay, fine.
I'm going to spoil something for you.
Oh, go on then.
There is an episode which is almost entirely flashback to Kovac Prime.
Okay, fine.
So you don't
need to go anymore.
No, but you get loads more Kovac.
You get an awful lot of where he was and how
which
he's led
gives
to.
you more other characters as well.
Good.
More other.
The Punisher said, who is at It's Not Revenge, it's a great handle, said, spoiler review, it's awesome. Gave it an okay symbol.
It is.
Stuart Dillon, that's at Stuart Dillon1, said, I'm 3 episodes in and I'm really enjoying it. Ken Major is at Ken Major 83. I'm on episode 4. Glad they've changed that scene from the book. I think he's talking about the Matrix style torture scene.
Yeah, well, in the book for that, again, spoilers, he is virtually sleeved into a young woman, and the torture takes more of a sexual overtone, shall we say?
Got you.
That's
that extra layer of
it's not too bad, but it is a bit where you go, oh my word. There's still the same level of torture. Don't get me wrong. He still gets his legs cut off and things, and
blow torched and set on fire and
awful
stuff.
Yeah.
Aliens put inside him, little creature things.
But that is my favourite scene, because he's brought down so low and is tortured so bad that when he comes out, you're like,
he's in full on beast mode, isn't he?
Kill them all. Just kill them all, and he does.
I just work here. That's what the Nazis said, mate. You're a scumbag.
That is my favourite scene in the book as well. I was just like, yes, just kill them all.
It's payoff, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's payoff for probably 20 pages of horrible torture.
Yeah.
Ken went on to say he loves exploring the world. The mystery is interesting, but the main hook is the various locations visited.
Agree.
Interesting. Yeah, that is pretty good.
Yeah. The lighting is a bit. It's very TV lighting, and I don't mean that. I mean that in the most positive way possible. I don't mean like, oh, it's so cheap looking. I mean, not TV. Okay, it's very TV and film lighting. No one in their right mind lights their house in the way that Ortega's house is lit.
I'd be very interested to see what the budgeting is for the show.
It's good, I think. But I think it looks good as well.
Oh yeah, me too.
I think it looks great. The locations are brilliant. I think it's really well done. Anyway.
Robert, which is at That Robster, said, I'm looking forward to seeing this, but in 2 minds whether to start it. Hopefully the non-spoiler bit will convince me to go on.
I hope you have started it, Rob. I do.
Marcus, that's at the Marco guy. I binged it all the day it came out. I think it's a damn good show. Cool visuals, great performances, solid action, and an interesting plot make it a damn fine show.
Yeah, I think that's really fair. I think what it is thoroughly entertaining. It's not trying to change the world. It's not trying to catch all the headlines. I think it's just a really interesting, entertaining show that happens to have a good budget.
Absolutely, I'd go with that. Marcus has his own blog as well, which is themarcoguy.wordpress.com. He'll probably review this at some point, so go and check out that blog.
Excellent.
Super Nerds UK, they're going to hang fire till they've had a chance to watch, in listening to our podcast, that is.
Yeah.
Jack and the Geek Stalker still yet to watch. Crystal, which is at Jaeger Crystal, she's going to check it out for sure, and she's looking forward to our review.
Cool.
This is an interesting one. Right, so this is Brendan Gilly, so this is at Nerd vs. World. Gave up halfway through episode 1. Visually great, but it couldn't make up its mind on what it wanted to be. Characters were unengaging, and I lost interest quickly. With so much to watch, I have to be picky. No FOMO over here.
No.
He didn't say that, but I'll just put that in.
No, good for him.
Might come back to this at some point, but for now it's on the back burner.
I hope you do go back to it.
At the same time, I
get it.
completely get what he's saying, and I agree that if he's got other things that he's more interested in, no fear of missing out. Stick it on the back burner, maybe come back to it when you've got a quiet week or so.
Agreed.
Neo Bryce, watched the first episode so far. Interesting.
Neo, I hope you carry on with it. It's I liked it a lot.
And finally, 41 Owned Gaming, which is at 410 WNED Gaming. Sorry, it's a confusing Twitter handle. They said, you like this one. I think it may be one of the best Netflix shows. Cannot wait to see what they do with the world and hopefully take in season 2.
Yes.
I think that's some good,
I think it's getting
some
good
people
buzz.
haven't quite watched it yet.
No, but it's interesting enough.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I'm glad we did a podcast on it because I know we poured a lot of love on it, but there are problems with it. It's got some real cheesy dialogue. It's got a big thing at the end, which I'm not too keen on myself that they changed from the book. But maybe I would like to know your opinion of it, Ben. We should watch it all so that you can tell me what you thought about that.
I'm going to
part
do
of it.
2 more episodes tonight, 2 more tomorrow, and I'm done.
Okay, cool.
Okay, good. We've done it, right?
I think we've done it.
I think we've done it, yeah.
So why don't you let us know what you think of this and how can they do that, Ben?
Oh, they can do that on social media. They should go to Nerdschatting. No. Let's start that again. They should go to twitter.com/nerdschatting.
Yep.
Facebook.com/nerdschatting and Instagram.com/nerdschatting, or you can send us an email at nerdschatting@outlook.com. We got a blog, which I finally updated the other day, which is nerdschattingblog.wordpress.com. And this episode will also be on YouTube, which is youtube.com/wordschatting.
Words chatting.
Nerdschatting.
Have you noticed how by the end of this podcast, I hate you less?
Yeah. It's because I say things that you agree with and you love me.
You're manipulating me this whole way through, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
You bastards.
I know, right? Hey, we're on Spotify. And we're on... What's the other thing we're on? iTunes. Yeah. Oh, we got on this new one as well the other day. I forgot what it's called.
Essentially, if you go to Google and type in Nerds Chatting or one word,
Pocket
you're
Cast?
probably going to find us.
Pocket Cast.
Sure.
That's what we're on
Back
now.
yourself.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's it. That's the show.
That's the show. People,
Thank
please,
you, everyone, for listening.
Thanks for tuning in. Please share with your friends. Tell everyone that you like us or that we're idiots. If you want to give us a 5-star review or any kind of review on iTunes, that'd be great. Thanks very much. You can buy a T-shirt from us. Links in the description. Nice, great big T-shirt of our face on it. And Nate, sign us off.
Thanks. Genuinely, thank you for listening. We'll be back next week with a Black Panther review on Wednesday.
Yes, we will. Valentine's Day. Maybe I might bring you some flowers. Spoilers, I won't.